There's a story that's not being told, the story of Jerusalem, Judea, and Samaria. The world has condemned it as the occupied West Bank. Could it be the biblical and historical heartland of Israel? Hear the miraculous stories of true pioneers who have dedicated their lives to the restoration of this land. Discover what's being hidden by mainstream news and media. Experience extraordinary places that few people even know exist. Join us for the Joshua and Caleb Report, stories from the heartland of Israel.
We're back with the Joshua and Caleb Report, stories from the heartland of Israel, including Jerusalem. Today we are back in the heart of Jerusalem to continue this exciting story where we started in 1948, went to the liberation of Jerusalem in 1967, and today we're going to be speaking with a man who helps Jewish families resettle in what they call the occupied territories in the old city of Jerusalem.
Absolutely. Hey, grab a cup of coffee and enjoy this show with us. We're going to be doing some fun stuff. We're going with Ateret Cohanim, along with a guy named Daniel Luria. This guy and his organization does phenomenal stuff in the old city of Jerusalem and in the surrounding areas. And what they're doing in their mission is to reclaim the land that's been taken from them. So, this is our mission. Sit back, relax, enjoy.
Coffee.
We are going into the center of the conflict in regards to Jerusalem and its future.
Daniel, thank you so much for hosting us here, overlooking the city of Jerusalem. It's amazing. So, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about the organization that you work with. And then also, I'm curious because most people would come here and they would view these houses behind us and say the Muslim Quarter in Jerusalem as just that, as these Arab neighborhoods. But I think you have a different way of looking at them, and I want you to explain that a little bit.
Well, you know, we look at things very differently in Jerusalem. For a start, there is no such thing as occupied Jerusalem. There's no such thing as East Jerusalem. Maybe it's occupied by the Jewish people, that's okay. But illegal occupiers is really an oxymoron. You know, you can't be an illegal occupier of your own land. But we are looking right behind me at what I call the pumping station of the Jewish world. You know, if there is the land of Israel, if there's Jerusalem, within Jerusalem there's the Holy Basin. I'm not a big fan of the word, but nevertheless it's the old city and the area around there. The center of the Jewish world is clearly the Temple Mount. You know, if there's a direct avenue to God, and that may be the whole land of Israel, but if there is a more direct system to get through to the presence, that's it over there. And therefore everything around there, the old city in the area, the city of David, the Mount of Olives, this becomes central to who we are as a people. So it really irks me to a certain extent, and I could probably use harsher words, when the world doesn't comprehend this connection. We have to understand that we are part of this phenomenal unfolding redemption process. And part of it is a physical redemption, part of it is a spiritual redemption. Ateret Cohanim, I would say, is part of the physical redemption process to make sure that there's going to be greater Jewish life here, because there's not going to be any temple when there's all these mosques and hatred and Arabs and Muslims being around here and hardly any Jewish life. And when we came back in 67, when the floodgates to redemption were opened up, there were 0 Jews here. So now we've gone back and we've got now Jews. 1,000 Jews live in the old Jewish quarter that some people call the Muslim quarter. We're looking down here at the city of David, half Jewish, half Arab today. They call this whole area Silwan, but what can you do? Silwan hasn't been here for donkey's years. It's been here, I mean, till 1860, there was nothing outside the old city walls. I'm telling you, when the world hears this propaganda as though that the Arabs have been here for generations, all they have to do is look what Mark Twain said, what was here. There was nothing outside the city walls in 1860, yet they claimed they've been here for generations. Nothing but absurdity and lies. The first people that actually live in that area there, right across the valley, were Yemenite Jews. But like the story of the old Jewish quarter, the Muslim quarter of today, and like the story of the city of David that we've gone back to, and like the fact that we've got a Jewish neighborhood on the Mount of Olives, we've come back to the Yemenite Village. Today, there are 17 Jewish families living in the old Yemenite Village. We've doubled our presence in the last year. Now, it's not straightforward living. On a daily basis, there can be Molotov rock cocktails thrown at our families. One family was attacked 126 times in a 4-month period. Not normal.
So what would be the Jewish name for Silwan?
Shiloach. Silwan probably comes from that. from what I understand, because Silwan comes from Siloam, and Siloam is from Shiloach. We're just going to walk in. I'm basically just walking past some of their buildings, and we'll go to the Beit Knesset, the synagogue, and I'll probably take you to a rooftop just for you to have some footage that you'll never have again. Probably not, but rather unique footage from one of the rooftops of the newest building that we just acquired. But we have come into the Yemenite Village that didn't see a single Arab until the Yemenite Jews were here in 1882. This is not the first building we moved into, but it is still nevertheless a significant building that we have. It's the first one that we come to when you walk into the village closer to the city of David. It's called the House of Ovadia. Today we have 5 buildings in the old Yemenite village, all part of what we call the revival of Jewish life. This is the struggle for Jerusalem. It really comes down to what? Not just house after house, stone after stone after stone. Another stone, another apartment, another family, another fact on the ground, another return, and another step in the redemption process. So I'm not sure.
5 houses, how many Jewish families?
5 buildings, and there are 17 Jewish families that have moved into those 5 homes. הלאה, מה נשמע? שלום, דניאל לוריה מאתרת כהנים, הם איתי. So we are now in a building. It's one of the buildings that we have here called Bet Ovadia, because we've added Jewish families have actually come here and now in, because we've been trying to renovate the place. And now that there are kids, we just finished off now a playroom. איך החדר? איך החדר? מתקדם? So do you want to come down to the playroom? מזוג שניהם קיבלתי, יש, אז יש. אתמול אמרתי לאוהד שיש כסף לזה. זה המשחקייה, אוטוטו יהיה עוד יותר יפה, אני רוצה לראות יותר דברים כאן. Oh, have a look here. Now we're in a dark place here, and God willing, we're going to have, we'll have electricity. We just put some of these equipment here for the kids here. They will be fixed up here. But you can see here that the Yemenite village, there was basically no homes here. The first buildings in this area were Yemenite families. This is the original synagogue. Everything else was physically destroyed, and we didn't know, we knew where it was, but you couldn't see it because there was all this illegal Arab building there. I'm going to take you to those domes and the building that we managed to get back here. But instead of the Yemenite children here, we have other children that have come back 80 years later. Now, if this is not Geula, if this is not redemption, I'm not sure what is. The truth is, we say there's no light here, right? Yeah. There is. Yeah. You know where the light is? Yaakov, Renana, no, whatever. Sure. This is the light. Absolutely. Okay, yeah, this is the light. We're now moving around now and walking. Beforehand, for 10 years, we just had 2 buildings here. And to get to them, which is further across, we had to come with a bulletproof Jeep. Now that we've got 3 other buildings and the synagogue in addition to them, we're now walking around a lot. So between one building, this second building just here, a third one and a fourth one before the synagogue, we're now giving justification for a lot more Jews walking around. It's like the old city. In the old city, we had one family move into the Muslim quarter of today, the old Jewish quarter, 37 years ago, okay? Today there's 1,000 Jews there. One street, there's 14 families and 2 yeshivas and a kollel. This is the second building, as you can see from a small flag. This is called the House of Frumkin. Okay. Second building in the old Yemenite village we've gone back to. Oh, shalom ילדים. מה נשמע? הו. כאן זה הפארק? איפה הפארק מים? חשבתי שיש פארק מים כאן. צריכים לבנות פארק מים, לא?
כן.
כאן. Anyway, this is the country club. The whole backyard here used to look like that. The whole thing. We got some money from 2 or 3 different people because the whole property, it's the first time we've managed to get a property with a backyard. Until now, we can't play on the streets. Rooftop playground's not ideal. So here's the first playground that we've managed to have. So all the families from the whole neighborhood congregate here. So we fixed up with 2 different levels, stage 1, stage 2. We've even got someone from a Yemenite, actual Luria Yemenite. Her father is the first family to move back here, the Tanami family. They live in Bet Hadvash. That's been the most attacked family. Remember I mentioned about 126 times. their family. And that's Molotov cocktails, concrete blocks, a washing machine one time on the vehicle coming in, abnormal. But now they've got this place here. The mothers sometimes come here. It's a bit early, I suppose, but they'll come here. Kids can play here, stage 1, stage 2. We've got some chickens. They've got a little player coop. This is the country club. Right, we're approaching here to the most attacked family or building in the country. It's called the Honey House. The only thing sweet about it is the family and the name, but this building, as you can see, has been literally attacked and attacked. It was a single family living here, for the last 10 years until we managed to get hold of or acquire or return to the Jewish people the Synagogue Complex. The Synagogue Complex starts from here basically and goes all the way to the end. Can't catch Nasha? No, while it's open, it's all. This is really a little bit of an understanding room about the history. Here we have the Yemenite Village at its peak. The first buildings in this area were the public homes for the poor. This was the synagogue. We knew that there were 3 domes. We didn't know what it looked like inside. Unfortunately, because of the pogroms and riots, the Jews were basically driven out. We even had a picture of the Rebbe teaching Yemenite children in the synagogue. We had this, we knew what it looked like inside, outside. And if you look at an aerial view of part of this was the communal area, everything was destroyed except, it's hard to see, the 3 domes. So we know the synagogue existed, the title still existed with all the other places, but the Arabs were living there in new buildings, but the synagogue existed. So we eventually managed to, we're now standing, at the moment, we're standing in this particular building here, at this level. So we managed to make contact with the Arabs who were living here. This is the sanctified trust that looks after the synagogue. All I can say on film is that we contacted the family and arrangements were made. We then ended up follow me. We then ended up breaking through here. We come to another room where there was a wall here, stairs going down, flat roof, and we found the original arches. Remember the picture where the rabbi was standing? He was standing in front of an arch. There was one arch here, one arch there, and a window to his right. So we came into that original room. That's not a massive synagogue in our terms today. But in the 1880s, where there was obviously 3 small synagogue rooms, it wasn't one large chamber, this was it. Come, let's go to the rooftop. It's the main reason I'm bringing you here. This is really just for you. It's not so much for the movie. It's really for the footage to understand the importance of the place, the beauty of the place. And if you look close enough, you will see some kings and prophets. Now get ready, guys. I told you, I'm warning you, it's an amazing view. And you're all going to want to dedicate this in your names. Look at this. Amazing, huh? Whoever is going to be watching this video, and hopefully there'll be many people around the world that understand and appreciate the work of Yovel and the importance of Jerusalem. To anyone looking, I'm surrounded on both sides of me by a Joshua and a Caleb. There were 2 of the 12 spies that, notwithstanding maybe the problems that they saw when they came to the land of Israel, notwithstanding the giants, notwithstanding everything else, the 2 of them came back with huge faith and emunah and belief, understanding that there is a connection between God and the Jewish people that will not and cannot be broken. And they were prepared to come no matter, under all circumstances, that we can march forward. And they ended up coming forward and having land and actually settling the land of Israel. That's what we're doing. We're surrounded by incitement and hatred and Arab terror and Muslim fundamentalism. But there's nothing they can do, because the people here in the old city, in the old Jewish quarter, on the Mount of Olives, in the Yemenite Village, whether it be the Tanami family, whether it be the families we saw in Bet Frumkin, the Honey House, Bet Yonatan, Bet Rachel, Bet Ovadia, these are the people that understand their job in this redemption process. And we're going to be marching on. It's going to be stone after stone, apartment after apartment, rooftop after rooftop, and even country club after country club. And there is nothing that the world can do about it, because we're on this amazing beautiful roller coaster ride or God's roadmap that's taking us to the ultimate. He's opening the door. We just have to walk through.
Amen.
Joshua, Joshua Luke is your real name.
My real
Joshua
name.
Luke and Caleb.
That's right. You got it right.
That's it. Well done, boys.